Hello everyone, welcome to Laura's Dose of Stamping Therapy. I am trying something new if you haven't noticed. I have a new stand to be able to showcase what my hands are doing, but you don't get to see my pretty face. But stay tuned, hopefully something like that will be coming soon. I am just going to see if I can view it on my computer in front of me so that I can see the comments and see that you guys aren't upside down. Are you guys upside down? You guys are not upside down. That is awesome. So let's see. I'm hoping like everything looks good. Or I don't think I'm upside down. Let me know if I'm upside down. Let's see if I can see this. And then I can see the comments, I think. Hi, Donna. Hi, Karen. Okay. So I'm not upside down, right? This stamp set is right side up. Let me know in the comments if all looks good. Hi, Valerie. Welcome. Because, yeah, I'm trying this new just to make sure that all looks good. Yes, awesome. Okay, so this is the Tasteful Touches stamp set. And, wait, it does look upside down. Okay, hold on. What about now? Are you guys still upside down? It takes a little bit for there to be like a little like time lag. Although I feel like you guys are like probably too close to this. Who knows? Bear with me. Oh, wow, there. I just flipped around. Bear with me, guys. You guys are awesome, and I appreciate that. But yeah, okay, so now we are right side up. I just need to like make a little mark on how to do that. So I have this set of cards. I don't know how many there are in this set, but this was a card packet that I had. Oh, that's great. This obviously got dropped into an ink pad, if this wasn't obvious. That's what it looks like when you drop either an ink pad onto a card base or vice versa. So now that means I have two extra pieces to see if I make any mistakes. So I have this card set, and I don't even know what the original looked like, but it's got all of these pieces. So it has a Seaside Spray card base, then an inside panel, and actually that might not be an inside panel, it might be for the front, but I could also use it as an inside panel. And then this little panel goes across there. So that's kind of how it looked, and it used the Poppies dies, or the Poppies stamp set, but I decided I wanted to do something different and use one of the new stamp sets. So I thought I would play with this beautiful flower and one of these greetings, and then I even thought about playing with some of these textures in the background to kind of give a fun little background look. So I'm gonna go ahead and I pulled in my Pacific Point and Seaside Spray because that's the two colors that I used. And I also brought in some basic gray as sort of like my general stamping color, just to kind of make it a little bit more neutral, but we'll play with a couple different options. And then I have my Seaside Spray Stampin' Blends markers, both the light and the dark. So I'm totally winging this with you guys. So as I am with the new setup and everything, making sure that my hands are still in view and all goes well. So bear with me. I super appreciate you guys hanging with me during all of these changes and everything else. So, and helping me through by telling me that it's upside down or right side up or who knows what it is. So here I'm just going to take this, and I think the first one I'm going to do, I'm going to stamp it in that basic gray and see how that looks. Actually, I think I'm going to stamp it in Seaside Spray first, because Seaside Spray is so light that I'm not really that concerned about cleaning the ink pad as much. So let's just stamp that flower down. Ooh, it looks gorgeous as is. But I am still going to color it, or at least add a little bit of color to it. So now I'm going to ink it up in the basic gray. And when you're using Stampin' Blends, those are the alcohol markers. When you're using those, then you can actually use any sort of ink pad to color with those, so you don't have to worry about always using black. I actually really like using basic gray because I feel like basic gray is such a soft look, and it's not so like bold and strong. And so I like to use basic gray a lot. You can see how bold this one looks and how soft this one looks. And this is even gray instead of black. But it really makes that flower stand out a lot. So let me know in the comments which one you prefer. Do you like the gray one and we're gonna color it? Or do you like the Seaside Spray one? And technically we don't need to color that one. But I might just add a few touches of the dark balmy blue, just to like maybe make some spots pop a little bit more. So I'm just kind of going along the lines of the stamped image because I am not an artist by any stretch of the imagination. So the whole like, where's your light coming in? I'm not so sure I understand what that always means. So we're just gonna kind of highlight along some of those lines of the stamped image. And it just kind of makes it stand out a little bit more. It does kind of look a little liney, if you will. You prefer the Seaside Spray, Valerie? I really do think I do as well. So this one, I'm going to kind of do the same thing and use the dark to go across like all of those, I don't know, like veins of the flower or whatever. And then I will still color in, maybe, I don't know if this is fabulous, I might not. But then I'll still color in with the light Seaside Spray. So that does look pretty cute without it. You love the new camera. Do you like it just because you like this angle, or do you like the sound and the look? I feel like it like super angles out this way. Like maybe like it almost looks like a 3D lens or something, but yeah, we'll get to that. So I don't think I like it just like that. So I think I am going to go in with the light and color all over. And I'm definitely a rough colorer. When I see some people being very, very gentle and, you know, taking their time, I totally get it, but I'm like, oh, honey, you can just, you know, color real fast. But that's just my way of coloring. So I know everybody's way of coloring is different, and some people enjoy coloring. It's like a relaxing thing. I can't say that that is me. I don't necessarily find it relaxing. I just want to get the job done. But I do like the way it looks, and I do have to say Stampin' Blends has made me more of a colorer than any other product out there. Hi, Deb. Welcome. It's good to see what I'm actually doing, although you missed my face. I don't know. Maybe I can get my face in there. Ah, there. You could see like my glasses a little bit, but oh, that's upside down. My hope is to have like a double camera where you can still see my face like up in the corner. And then you can still see what I'm working on. So don't worry, you'll get to see my face again. Hopefully we'll get that figured out. Otherwise, I'll be doing like a combination of different kinds of videos. So there's that. And then here's this one. Now that I've done it, I feel like this needs to be colored in. So I'm gonna go ahead and fully color this one in. And I'm just kind of filling in a circular motion. And then now I'm just gonna go through and do all of those edges. So how is everybody's day? Today is what, Wednesday? I'm so off on my days of the week. I have no clue what day it is anymore. It's really like cloudy and looks like it could rain at any moment, and I'm kind of like, just do it already, rather than sitting around and waiting for it. Okay, so the only thing about coloring in the whole thing is I almost feel like it just smushed it all out into like nothing. Like there's no distinctiveness to the flower anymore. Maybe zoom in a bit on what I'm doing. There, does that help a little bit? I can of course show it off a little bit. So here, like this one looks like a flower, but it looks like a dark flower. And then the other one, I feel like now that I've colored it in, it just like smeared it all into just like a little cloud. I'm not so sure I like the look. It's so weird. But then the other one almost looks too dark. I feel like I need a little bit of yellow or something like that for the center. Maybe I'm wrong on this. Maybe I shouldn't go dark. Let's go light mango melody. Also, for all of you who've had heart palpitations, whenever I lean in my chair back, I have my rolly chair and I just rolled back and rolled back forward, and it was kind of fabulous. What do we think of that? Let's just go, ooh, I do not like it here. No, no, no. Not a fan of it there. So maybe I should actually do the Pacific Point then. What do you guys think? Let's do a third one with Pacific Point. I didn't think that this one was going to be so many options, but I can't quite say I'm loving it. Like, what do you guys think of the yellow center? Do you think no? Do you think yes, but only on the dark one? Do you think yes, but only on the light one? Hi, Susan. Welcome. I'm on a little bit later today. It was a busy morning, and Brad had to work during lunch, so I wasn't able to jump on at the regular 12:15, so I had to wait until I put Claire down for her nap. So here's the dark one, and I'm just kind of like letting it soak in and everything a little bit before I start. Again, I actually just like it as is. I think it's so beautiful, and it's got all that texture. So here's all three of them. You're watching me while you work? I won't tell your boss, don't worry. Okay, so I almost just want to add some yellow to the center and call it a day. Ooh, I do not like that. Or at least I don't like it as much as I thought I might. No, not so much. It's just weird looking, and I also think I got a smudge right there, so I'm gonna have to embellish. So should we go ahead and color in with the Seaside Spray? See what happens. This is actually the light Seaside spray. I almost feel like this one's my favorite. I don't know why. There's something about those two shades of blue that are just gorgeous. Let me double check that my comments are scrolling. Yep, it looks like we're good. So what do you guys think? Which one is your favorite? There's the gray, and then there's the dark blue, so Pacific Point colored in. Gray, basic gray colored in, and then this one is Seaside Spray colored in. Let me know which one you guys like the most. I'm almost thinking, well, so this yellow looks a lot better now that I've kind of stepped back, but I still don't know that that one's my favorite. You like the Pacific Point one the most? I think I do too. But I'm not so sure I care for the center colored in. So we'll kind of see about that. Now let's try some of those like texture pieces. So I have this one and this one. So we're gonna play with both of them because why not? That clear block is too small. Why am I all out of clear blocks? Here it is. And I kind of think I'm just going to do a little bit of Seaside Spray here and there. But because I want to fall off my paper, I'm going to bring in a piece of grid paper. And it's a messy one, so well loved. How about we call it that? Well loved instead of messy. So I'm just going to do this. I almost like the second one, and then of course you can see where that is. I'm just going to flip this over and try it again. I think I like the second one. Where it's kind of that like light stamped off. Ooh, yeah. I like that one the best. And then I think I'm going to do one going in the other direction. So yeah, that is super fun looking. I don't know, I almost feel like if I did this one, the Pacific Point is like too loud. Ooh, actually, I really like that. What do you guys think? And then I don't even know if one of these greetings will fit because they're quite large. You know, I think I'm actually going to go ahead and stamp it and just go over the top of that flower a little bit. I think it'll look like it's like in the background and it'll still look fabulous. So let's try that out. I think we're almost just going to make each of these totally different and just kind of play with it and the different options that we have. Because why not, right? My bone folder. Whenever you guys can't see my face, then I can always, you know, like grab a sip of Coke Zero without you guys knowing. Got to keep my energy up to keep up with the 2-year-old. I almost think I want this to go level with the edge of the cardstock, the edge of the Whisper White cardstock, and not, but that means I'm going to have to cut some off of that flower, I think. Maybe this one I won't do that with. I don't know. So many choices. I don't know what to do. So this is actually, yeah, it's 4 1/4. And if I go down to 4, it will cut off some of the flower. Let's try cutting off like hardly any, and then possibly cut off a little bit of that greeting. Okay, that totally worked. You know what we haven't talked about in forever is supper time. Now I sound like Claire whenever I say supper time. And she rubs her belly and says, I hungry, I hungry. It's the cutest thing ever. And I have a shirt that says never not hungry. And so anytime she gets hangry, then Brad always says, she's your daughter. But yeah, we've been saying that a lot lately, just with various things that she does. That is so funny and silly. She amazes us every single day. But I said that we would get takeout somewhere tonight, and I have no clue what sounds good. So give me some suggestions. What are you guys having for supper tonight? Or where do you think we should get takeout? Or what type of food? And then I can figure out where to get takeout in case we have different places here than you do in your area. I just can't wait until we get a Chick-fil-A in town. Okay, so it's hanging off just a hair. So I'm just going to trim it just a hair. But I absolutely love Chick-fil-A. I don't think I've had anything there that I don't like. Although I tend to get the same thing every time I go, so... And I'm just going to cover up that back side of this that we decided not to use. So I hope no one rips apart my cards, or they're going to see that. But look how fabulous that is. Simple, quick, unless you're making a million decisions like me, and fabulous. And it says just saying hello on the outside. So I could always write whatever I want on the inside. Or I could also say the good things in life are better with you, or you're so special. Both of those would work out fabulous. I also think I want to do a little bit of that texture. So this little texture piece, I think I'm going to stamp a little bit of that on the inside, just as a little decoration piece. Super, super fabulous. I don't need to turn this around. You guys are right side up with me. And I do think I'm going to stamp "You Are Special." And let's go gray. And I'm just going to put it down here in the corner. Oh, it's actually "You Are So Special," which is even better. Isn't that so cute? I'm all about the encouraging words. I feel like right now no one knows what to do or what is right or what is wrong. And so I just feel like we just need to be encouraging and supportive of people's decisions or ideas and things like that, whether we agree or disagree. And yeah, so sending a card, just saying hello, you are so special. Love it. It's so soft looking, but then there's that pop of the Pacific Point that really kind of gives it a little extra. Okay, so now we're gonna do, now I wanna do that middle one, the Pacific Point. maybe I shouldn't add the white to the front. I need to find a greeting that's going to cover up that. Maybe I'll stamp the "You Are the Best," which goes like up and down. Ooh, but I almost feel like that's too little. What do you guys think? What about the "You Are So Special"? I think I might stamp the "You Are So Special" like down low and then add some embellishments up high. Surely I can find some embellishments that are fancy and fabulous. So we're just going to stamp this down low. And let me check and see. Are we thinking like silver rhinestones? Or some gilded gems? Or... no. Champagne? There is like a blue. I only have 4 left. Ooh, I think those look super fabulous. Let's go with those. And I'm just going to do like a triangle pattern. Although I don't know that this is going to cover up all of that. Oh no, what are we going to do? We're going to do it anyway. And just hope it takes the focus off. I think it's okay. Not my best. A lot of times, so I have a friend who I randomly send her cards that I mess up, but but I don't want to get rid of them. Like I had one where I actually assembled the whole thing upside down, and it was such a gorgeous card, and I absolutely loved it. And I said I didn't want to waste this, and I knew you would understand because I'm crazy. And she never messaged me and said loved the card or anything. So maybe she doesn't like them and thinks I'm just crazy, which is totally doable. But yeah. So the cards that like, you know, I end up getting like a fingerprint on or something like that. You know, after all, it's the message on the inside that means the most, right? And I would bet to say that most people probably wouldn't even notice that. We just are noticing it because I just did it. I could probably look at this tomorrow and be like, wasn't there something off about that card? Okay, I don't know what this is going to look like, whether I want to do it full strength or not. So I'm going to do it once there in full strength to see if I like that. I think I like the stamped off once. And don't worry because that's going to be underneath. So I think we're going to stamp off once. I don't think I stamped off once there. Maybe I did, but I don't think so. So we're just going to keep stamping. Yeah, I definitely did not. Okay. I feel like one needs to go right here. Are you guys liking this one better or worse than the other one? And again, my cardstock is a hair too long, so I'm just going to trim it. I feel like I need to do another one up top here. But that might be that whole, like, Laura, you overdid it thing. There we go. So there's this one and this one. What do you guys think? There's the, we'll call this one the darker blue and the lighter blue. Or you can always say special or hello. I'm not really sure which one I like better. I do feel like I like them both equally. Yeah. They're both really pretty. So let's see. I think I'm just going to set those there. And so now we have this third one to play with. And I feel like I have open ink pads like all over the place, and I'm just doomed to mess them up or to get an elbow in there. Okay, so this greeting, I might try to do the or just saying hello in that basic gray. Kind of tight on the flower. I think whenever I stamp more of these flowers, I maybe am going to stamp the greeting first, or I'm gonna bump the flower down, either down or over, because like I could almost do like greeting up in the corner, flower down in the corner, sort of like an opposing sort of look like this. I'll just take out another one since we're almost to that point anyway. So I'm gonna do the greeting up high, and this one still has Pacific Point on it, so that's the ink color I'm going to go with. There, sort of like an up, down, which that's not even really that high, but at least they're not really like competing for each other on top. Although I actually really kind of like this one where the greeting is over the top of that flower. I don't know why. Normally I would be like, that doesn't work. Like this one, it almost doesn't work because it's so close and with the gray. But we're going to go with it. I don't know. This one just looks so pretty. For some reason I'm like, but I don't know that I like it with that. I almost just like it on here. And then maybe I'll do that background look again. But this time I'm going to use this. The darker definitely stands out more for sure, yeah. Should I do gray or should I do the blue? Decisions. I think we're just gonna go blue and we're gonna be safe, if we wanna call it that. Maybe I'll just do the two and kind of put this in the middle. Decisions. What do you guys think? Should I do more or should I stick to that and leave it alone? Don't overdo it, Laura. The one thing I feel is like I need better lighting possibly because there's the show this being overhead. Like you guys, I feel like can hardly see. There's that little bit down here and over here. But don't worry, this is a process. We'll get there. I think I'm just going to stop there because I don't want to overdo it. And I'm actually going to put it this way and trim because I want to take off this side rather than this side. And I want to use that straight edge rather than the curved edge. So I'm just going to trim along here. Normally this only kind of, I feel like, There's only like a few that need to be trimmed, but I feel like each of these have needed to be trimmed. So I don't know if I just didn't measure well with all of these. How crazy is it that the back of this flower actually looks like purple? Can you guys see that? It looks lavender. Like it almost looks like Highland Heather. And that's so weird. Anyway. Just gonna add that to the center of the card. And then I'm gonna need to make more of the Whisper White pieces because I keep stealing them from the rest of the cards. So towards the end, I might be running out of those. But we're just gonna add this down to the bottom. And then I think I'm actually gonna add it to the top as well. Perfect. Where's that "You're So Special"? But I actually need to clean this off because it's in Pacific Point, and this card is a complete no Pacific Point card. So we will stamp it in gray. And I guess I'll stamp it right in the center. What do you guys think about stamping inside greetings? Do you like to stamp inside greetings? Do you stamp them in the center? Do you stamp them like off to the side or down at the bottom? Like that? Which one do you prefer? Hi, Casey. Welcome. Let me know which one you prefer. Like, I actually kind of prefer them down like towards the bottom or up to the top or something like that. Because I feel like then they're out of the way. Like whenever I stamp right in the center, I'm going to put like the person's name up here in the corner, and then I feel like there's not really a lot of room to write. And by the time I sign like hugs, Laura, Brad, and Claire, then like there's not a lot of room, which is fine if all I want to say is just saying hello and "You're so special" and you know, that's it. But if I wanted to say anything more than that, then I would be like writing all over the place. Although these are all very unlayered, very unlike me, because I usually have Stampin' Dimensionals on everything, but I'm saving all my Stampin' Dimensionals because my order has not arrived yet. I probably should have like second dayed that because I can't believe I'm low on Dimensionals. How crazy is that? But yeah, because of that, you could always, I guess, write over on this side too. So that's another option. So here we have our first 3 cards. This middle one definitely has a lot of white to it, with adding in that white background, but I do think I really like it. So I'm not sure. Oh my gosh, I'm upside down. Laura, when am I going to remember that I don't need to do it like that? Sorry, guys. I'll get it together one of these days, I hope. But yeah, so there's the first 3 cards, and we're just gonna stamp. Let me know which one your favorite is. Is it special? Is it gray hello or blue hello? Embossing would give it dimension. That is a good idea. If you just did that, like that subtle embossing folder, or like one of those, there's one, the Tasteful Textures one, would be just that subtle background and give some good texture. You could also stamp this with the texture first and then emboss it, and it would be like double texture, and it would look super fabulous. But yeah, let me know. You like the Hello Blue. This one, that one's your favorite, Karen? So maybe we will just make more of those. Oh, except I do have this one too. I almost feel like this one I just want to leave as is, and not actually color it in. How crazy is it to use 3 ink pads and the same amount of colors with cardstock and get so many different looks. Like, it's just absolutely insane to get such a variation in look with like the same products over and over again. What should we do for the background? I could always do this one. I almost want to do it in Pacific Point. I wonder what that would look like. I actually have a little scrap of Seaside Spray, so I might stamp that one. It's definitely more bold. Let's go for it. But we're only going to do the stamped off version. Full strength. Sometimes why I feel like I'm like changing. But that happens a lot whenever you're crafting, or at least it does a lot for me. I go from like loving embossing, and then I'm loving watercolor, and then I'm loving, you know, something else. But I feel like I want to stamp off everything now. And that means I like a lighter color, and I always thought I was a bold color person. Did I stamp that one off? It doesn't look stamped off hardly. I'm really getting bold with this pattern. But I'm kind of trying to stay with, tapping on the paper instead. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that one is not stamped off. It looks much darker. Fabulous, although that really might be too much for this sort of card. Oh, I think it's fabulous. And if you were worried about my pattern, which I kind of think I nailed it, it's not like perfect or anything, but neither is homemade card making. But I really think that whenever you add that focal piece there, it sort of takes away, like, look how you can see the pattern. Look how it looks like it's just a mishmash in the background. Like, right? It covers it up. So have no fear, be bold, and try that out. I felt like I needed to get rid of that so that you guys can see a little bit better. Okay. Love it. So yeah, all the same stamps and images and colors, but each one looks totally different. How crazy is that? I love it though. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more. Okay, so now we just get to have fun with all of these pieces and the different variations that we have already played with. Hi, Carol, welcome. I should almost, well, I guess you guys can kind of see them up here, but maybe I should try to fan these out and not make a mess out of them. I don't know. I feel like the "You Are the Best" is a really cute greeting, but I feel like it's too small for what this is. So we're going to do "Just Saying Hello" in the gray. I got all of my happy mail sent out yesterday. So I was super excited about that, as I don't feel like I have sent happy mail in too long. And looks like I did all the greetings except for this one in gray. So I'm just going to stick with gray. And these last three are just going to be "You Are So Special." Fabulous. Okay, so since this still has Pacific Point on it, we're going to do 2 in Pacific Point. I think I might do 1 in the Seaside Spray and not color it in, just for an additional look, because we haven't actually tried that one yet. I need to clean my chamois as it is getting dirty. My mother-in-law said that she wasn't too fond of the chamois and gave me hers, and it's really clean, and so you can definitely tell which ones are mine versus which one is hers, because hers is still purple and mine is barely purple. What did I do, Casey? Or was it the crazy not liking the chamois? Because I kind of thought that was pretty crazy too. I love my chamois, but I get it. Not everybody. Yeah, I know. I get it. I thought it was kind of crazy too, but she wasn't a fan, so I gladly took it, and I will share some Inky Mess love with it like I have my other ones too. Okay, so we have all of those. Besides the gray one, I almost want to just leave both of these, both of the shades of blue, not colored in. But I don't know. You know what I also want to do? Is I want to take the light Night of Navy and see what that looks like as like almost like a dark seaside spray. But this could turn out so wrong. So we shall see. Ooh. I don't know. It just looks like a dark seaside spray. One of the things about being in the basement is I kind of don't know what's going on in the world out there. And so it's always crazy whenever I come down here and it's like nice and sunny and I go back up and it's like dark and I'm like, oh my gosh, a storm is rolling in. And since storms are supposed to be rolling in today, I'm kind of afraid that might be happening. So funny story, because parenting is crazy, and if any of you guys are parents, then you know, or I'm pretty sure you probably do or will soon. But it's so crazy how there's so many things with little kids that, or as like a first-time parent, that you like kind of can't wait for something to end, but then you're sad when it actually does. So we have actually always rocked Claire to sleep. I always do nap time because I'm always the one who's home with her during the day, although Brad is now, but I still do it because he does bedtime. And that's a really dark blue. We are kind of sort of trying to like wean from that a little bit, only because she's getting bigger, and trying to heft a toddler over into the crib when you're really short like me can be kind of difficult sometimes. And then she wakes up and then she wants us to hold her and rock her back to sleep. And so we kind of like have nixed that a little bit, thinking like it's probably time to like let it go. And then there's definitely the days that like make it really hard where she can't fall asleep. Now, see, I almost think that looks like Pacific Point. Am I right? So we're, like getting there, and we're on week 3, and we don't mind like the slow process. Like, I know with a lot of other things, I'm ready to get this done now and call it a day. But with that, like with a lot of things with her, I feel like I'm pretty slow. So she said yesterday that she wanted in the crib, and I was kind of like, do you really? Because that doesn't seem normal. And so like I kind of put her in the crib after a while of like reading her a story and snuggling with her and everything. And today she said that too, and she didn't fuss at all. She always wants a hug and a kiss, and if you forget, she'll definitely remind you and slightly be a little manipulative and say hug as you're walking back out the door. But yeah, like we definitely don't go back in after we've gone out, but if we're still in the room, we'll go back for that hug and everything. But I walked out after like the first like 11 minutes or something. Like I was in there, I read the story, we snuggled, and then she said crib and I put her in. So I was like literally walking out of the door at 1:12, and I was like, oh, my baby. Ooh, I want to stamp off once on this. So yeah, that was kind of crazy, even though I've kind of sort of wanted this for a while, because sometimes putting her down for a nap can be a long process. And, we've tried to like slow that down and stuff, or not make it so difficult. And now that this is happening, I'm like almost sad. See, I feel like it needs something over here though. Storms maybe around 5. Well, let's hope that they're not severe, because I'm not a huge fan of severe storms. Never really have been. Wonder what it would look like this. Or like a little bow there in the corner. I don't know. So many possibilities. I almost kind of like it like that without any layer in the background. Which you guys can't really see the texture. So it probably looks like really simple and plain. Who knows? Well, I am going to wrap this up and finish assembling these. So I'll show all of these to you guys one more time, and finish the rest of these cards. So here's all of them. Like I said, I feel like there's like a shadow, so you guys can't see some of the fabulous looks of them on a few of those background stamped images. I don't have the hostess code scrolling across the top, but don't forget about the pajama party on July 23rd. That is creating the Simply Citrus card kit, and that will be at 8 o'clock in the evening. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Love, hugs, and prayers to all of you guys. You are fabulous. Stay safe and stay healthy. Bye-bye.